Also, I think we need to come up with a new name for people who are born on Mars. I think Martians is lame. I think it's a terrible name. I think Marsicans sounds much better, and it's still equally terrible, but it's at least better than fucking Martians. Which I guess at this point they'd be called Muskins, wouldn't they? Muskites? Honestly, because Marsican, I'm telling you, Marslands and Earthlings. See, I think Earthlings is a weak name too. I think we should definitely change it to Terrans at that point and just rename Earth to Terra. Terra makes like it's such a better name than Earth. Which I mean, like, how do we even make that decision? Well, because I mean, there's going to be a point where like, because you'd look at somebody, because like, you know, Earth and Mars is like different gravity, and so like that's going to have like biological and genetic pressures. Which I mean, on lower gravity, I don't know, because I think you can afford to be bigger on lower gravity. So maybe the Marsicans, they'll actually like be bigger. I mean, yeah, there's Gaia, but then there'll be like Gaians. You know, that sounds weird. So yeah, I think it almost has to be Terrans. I don't know. Like maybe over like generations, like the Martians will fucking they'll be like more elongated because like they can afford to be bigger. Because like there's a certain height that like humans can get to on the planet, but like the density of our bones would like crush themselves over our weight. Martians probably won't be humans due to radiation and gravity. You see, that's what I'm thinking. Well, because I mean, like ideally, like we'd have a way of dealing with the fact that that Mars doesn't have a magnetosphere? Is that what it's called? Because like essentially it's a magnetic force that like has like radiation go around. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Martians will be taller. I think they'll also weigh less too. They won't be as strong. Maybe they'll be like the Samoans from fucking Star Wars. Because I think like the Mars's lack of a fucking magnetosphere is like due to its like the core cooling off, I think. Because like once the magnetosphere went away, radiation just fucking stripped the atmosphere like straight off fucking Mars. Or at least that's what they think. Wait, hold on. Tamir, since you just got here and you have no you can't be influenced in any way, what should we call people who are from Mars that are not Martians? Because like I said, I think Martians is a lame name. Same thing with Earthling. Solarians? Solarians. Fuck, I don't know why it took me so long to fucking get that. I mean, maybe. But I mean, like, that's like what you name people who are, like, in the solar system, right? So, like, they could be on Jupiter, still Solarian. So it'd be people built, so there'd be people born within system. Oh, man, this gets... Well, I mean, I guess it's not super weird. Because, like, I'm American, right? But I'm also an Oklahoman, which is more specific. And more specific to that, I'm a Tulsan from the specific city. So I guess it's not that. But no, specifically people from Mars. Specifically people from Mars. I mean, yeah, we're still technically Solarians. Because we're from the solar system. Yeah, no, this gets weird. This gets weird. Kevin? I don't know if we can call him Kevin. I'm still going for Marsicans. My fellow Marsicans. Because, well, and actually this also brings up the question of, like, how is, like, Musk... Because he says he wants to set up a colony on Mars. And as far as I'm aware, we're not, like, 100%, like we don't do 100% recycling because of entropy for the most part. So I don't know where they're going to get extra material. I mean, I don't know. I think like Mars is mostly made of iron, right? Because man, I guess like I feel like you could only compost for so long on Mars to grow food. Because we got to feed livestock something if we're going to like continue like a protein-based diet. So I guess that's my biggest question. Marcellians? Okay, you know, I'm a bigger fan of Marcellians than I am Martian. Marsians. You know, at this point, do we just rename Mars back to Aries? Marsupials? No, Cal. They're not fucking marsupials. They may become marsupials with divergent evolution. Which, man, we're definitely going to have to like make sure that like there's a good amount of like go between that, like every few generations Martians come to Earth to like make sure that we stay as a singular species and that no one branches off. What country of Mars they come from? You know what? True. And how do we go about renaming Earth to Terra? Do we go to like, is this like a United Nations thing? You'll eat the bugs to be happy. Oh no. No. I hate, but I don't even like sea bugs, dude. I don't like crab or shrimp or anything. That's how against this planet I am. I have to ask the alien overlords for permission. See, I'm for Marsicans. I just like Marsican. Comes Terra when the oceans dry up. Oh fuck. That's a future I don't want to think about. What about when we played everything in gold, as the Emperor intended? Ooh, Redborn's pretty good. The Redborn. I feel like that's like if like we went to war with Mars because they're trying to get independence from us, from Earth, and be their own state. I feel like then we would call them the Redborn. But yeah, no, I like Redborn. Redborn's pretty good. So name if reality was more fantasy-like? Well, I think we should go back to it. Ooh, Dusters? Yeah, I can see that. Probably Battlefield for Earth versus Mars war. I mean, it would definitely be a staging ground at the very least. Because I think like a common theme is that fucking, so like it's a real big pain in the ass to build a ship on Earth and then fly it to space. So that's why people typically propose a space elevator to move material up into the into low orbit and then build a ship there and then fly it out. Earth doesn't want to go to war if Mars goes independent. I don't know about that. We've invested a lot of money into Mars colony. This spaceship builder had to let it fly. I think you would need an engineering degree at the very least, preferably in material handling. He says, "Ugh." Space janitor definitely has a fucking ring to it. I feel like you just tack the word space onto anything and it makes it sound like immediately better. Space cop, space janitor, space teacher, space toilet. See, exactly. Yeah. Well, see, Tamir, and I'm going to use the US as an example. So, like, I think the reason that the United States was able to rebel against the British is because our lines of communication would take months, right? It would take months, or at the very least weeks, to go back and forth. But I think information transfer at that point is going to be super fast. And even then, the British still try to hold on to the colonies. Also, to move their true, there'd be like, it's like a 4-year window where Earth and Mars is at its closest. And they did such a good job. Well, I mean, like they were busy, to be honest. The English were definitely busy. Because we also plus America got like a lot of help from France. That's why I can't dog on the French too badly. Because they helped us out during the Revolutionary War, but they only did that despite England, so they can't get that much credit. Can't just do a space missile war? I don't know. Well, so like here's the fucked up thing is that like if we do that, like so like you'd slingshot a fucking like a missile like around like the solar system, right? And so that could take months, right? If not like a year. And like we could negotiate peace, but the fucking space missiles would still fucking be inbound. Oh man. Space diplomacy is hard, dude. And just think, we're also going to have to deal with space communism as well. Which, to be fair, I think like the first initial colony, it would probably almost exclusively have to be a communism to fucking for it to work. Because like you're in such a survival state. Easier to react than Earth missile, true. And it was sure they used to cost a lot to repair. You know, pay for the volume of the missile. Yeah, but I really wouldn't put it past people to be like, nah, dude, you ain't going nowhere. You belong to Earth. The seed for Space Marines, I don't know. The goddamn Space Marines. I mean, like I said, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It definitely, these wars would definitely be costly. But I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the other thing. I don't know if they would. Well, I don't know, because like them going independent would definitely be like into the industrialization of Mars. Because the industrialization isn't going to start for like probably a while, probably like first like 2-3 generations. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, then I think that's like how Gundam does it most of the time. Of like how the wars always start with information warfare and then it moves on to fucking actual combat. Speaking of which, Japan, where are my mechs? Yeah, Cal, they're already working on it. They're already working on it. And this is why science fiction is so important. It's what inspires people to be like, oh man, that thing's awesome. Is that possible though? Let's see if we can make this possible. You get a local, political, and possible military force to start the conflict, and then ground some support, allowing the safe, secure position. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely would be like the way to start. Which I mean, like, because maybe like at that point, fucking warfare and like the because I mean, like even warfare now is different. Because like, aside from the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, we don't really fight wars much. Marion, you're not wrong, but goddamn, dude. Space transport is supposed to be very vulnerable. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it'll probably be within like a convention that to fire on transport ships is completely illegal. However, who's going to enforce that? You know? Because even like the things we do deem war crimes are like not very enforceable. Because like if America does a war crime, who's going to hold them accountable? They would like the rest of the world would literally have to band together, and even then, the Americans just might say "fuck you." I do what I want. But you only had defensive interest in, yeah. Admit no, we admit to it all the time. Yeah, it's like yeah, we did that. And in the names of a chubby electrician, it's never a war crime the first time. Yeah, but who in the UN is going to hold America accountable, Cal? Who? Who has a better army than we do? I mean, to be fair, no, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I don't know. We would need to develop fucking faster than light travel, I think. Like once faster than light travel is like a thing. I mean, even like near light speed would enable physical conflict between planets in the same solar system. Because yeah, it's literally just the fucking the length of time to get to places, which was exactly what happened for the American Revolutionary War too. Is that it would take fucking England like a month, maybe a couple, to fucking get like troops back over to America, and then like they'd have to wait to see what would happen from the battles to the like, do we need to send more troops? But yeah, so yeah, you know what, you're probably right. But faster light travel will definitely enable the physical conflict, which maybe we don't develop it at that point. It's like peace through Ludditism. I don't know. It's all very weird to think about. Based on mutually beneficial system. Yeah, well, because like well, even like the Mars colony is going to be like very dependent on Earth for material until they're able to solve their material problems themselves. So like ideally we wouldn't even need to like fear Mars colony independence, at least until they're able to stand up their own feet. Yeah, like I said, they'll definitely have to be like self-sufficient at that point. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to argue with the people who are providing you like material and food, you know. Be in the future. No, not marsupials. Terrible name for Marsicans. Because I mean, like, so if we think like species-wide, right? There is a reason why you'd almost want them to be independent, because you know, initially, if Mars isn't independent, if Earth fails, then like, I don't know. Even then, like, if Earth fails, Mars will still be able to go on. But that's just if we get to that point of like sustainability. We the adbots. Oh god. This could have been a whole ass podcast. True. What do you think this is, Cal? What do you think this is? Look, we all know I barely get any painting done. Barely any painting done when we do this.